Yep.
All right, so we're back with another episode of Business Minds, and we got the man, the myth,
disaster,
the legend. Now we're here with Nazir. Thank you for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about what you do here, how long you've been in the area, Southwest Florida, and then let's go from there.
All right. Well, I started. When was it? When we met back in beginning of 2022.
Yep.
Yeah, I started in 2022. Moved to Naples. What?
Oh no, I'm good.
I was like,
That's fine.
So yeah.
Don't get.
We can roll back.
No, it's
You
good.
know, life.
Oh yeah, we do over here a free combo over here.
Free combo.
That's organic.
One Mr. Free. So yeah, moved to Naples to open up the exotic rental company here, which I have the base in Jersey. So it was working well there during COVID. You know, we had a lot more sales during COVID. Then after COVID almost ended, then I'm like, all right, now we need to go to two different seasons. When it's winter there, here it's season. When it's so hot here, it's a season in Jersey.
Right.
So that's what brought me here. And I've been coming back and forth traveling back and forth to Naples, you know, on vacations. And I'm like, yeah, every time I'm like, I want to move here.
Yeah.
Then every time I want to make that decision, it's scary because back then, what is it, 5-6 years ago? You know, you get to Naples, 7 p.m., there's nobody, it's a ghost town.
Yeah.
But you can see potential, it was growing, you know, but I just didn't find that sweet spot till now. Which it was kind of late the way I look at it, but between 2022 and today, we're looking at, 1 year difference only. Now I would say I could have been late even more if I didn't move in 2022. So this city and the area overall, Southwest Florida, is just growing so quickly.
Yeah, it is.
So
that's insane, right?
Yeah.
It is insane. There's so many businesses that are opening up.
Yeah, there's a lot of businesses. I mean, I've seen businesses that are established in tri-state and they having second location now here.
True.
I mean, it's like us.
True.
So
a lot of business owners are from Jersey.
Yeah.
That are here in Naples.
Because I'll tell you, like, that's actually true. I mean, Jersey has stupid weather. No one likes it, but it's the money area. You want to make money first. You know, you want to grow from the start. You got to start somewhere where there's a bunch of people. You know, it's like New York City or New Jersey or, Chicago.
Miami.
That type of area. So, that's how you should start. You should start somewhere where you can just collect as much as you can. Then when you're in successful level somewhere, then you'll be like, all right, now I want to relax more. I want to have the business on a second level. Now I can move comfortably to a new location where it works for everybody, for the business, for the family, overall.
Right.
But that's why for me it was so scary back then. I'm like, who would rent Lamborghini 6 years ago in Naples?
Yeah.
There's rich people, but it wasn't the right time. So.
And usually those people aren't wanting to rent.
Yeah, they have it already.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like when hurricane hit, you see Aston Martin's drones on the streets by the Port Royal. They don't care. They have another one. They go to another dealership. Hey, get me another one. That's it.
Right.
So you can't rent cars to those people. I mean, I get customers like that, but not all the time. Some of them, they just traveling. They have a lot of money. Like, hey, instead of me shipping the car, worrying about the insurance, I would just rent this car for $40,000, $30,000 a month, and I'm okay.
Right.
So,
what do you think is the biggest hurdle to get over transitioning from Jersey to Naples? Because
the city, the people, overall, the whole back engine is different. It took some time, and also like you guys in charge of all the social media operation, it's different. The things that I used to do in Jersey, different than here. You're targeting different people. You're targeting different money even. Now here you're dealing with old money, not new money, which that's better actually. But I had to learn this way. Who am I dealing with when it comes to customer space? Back in Jersey, it's easy to make that money, easier than here on the start because you're dealing with new people money. So the new money, it's always like, hey, they just making quick money, fast money from crypto, stocks, some quick sale happened. They already have money. They don't know where to spend it. you can collect that money from them with your business. Here, they all smart.
Right.
It's old money. They know what they're doing. So you just have to get on the right path with the people in Southwest Florida in general.
Right.
So I wouldn't even say Miami like Naples. Miami, I can compare it to Jersey. Or
Oh,
New York. It's
yeah,
the same
man.
thing. Yeah.
Miami is like a whole different world, and it's only 2 hours away from Naples.
Right.
That's what's crazy. What do you think? What do you think makes a good business owner? What are 3 things that you think, like you come across lots of business owners? What do you think? Okay, that like your impression from the conversation you might have had with that person is like, yeah, that guy's onto something, or he's a good. What are those 3 things for you?
Is not to repeat somebody else's business. That's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a business in mind, but somebody else is doing it, maybe you want to do some tweaks to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not special, then it's going to require a high budget, which I don't think that would be called smart business, because not every business you have to build it by spending millions. So that's the first thing. The second thing is just to take risks. I did all of that, and it's scary. You know, I mean, I have done a lot of steps where I'm literally on the edge. I'm putting my partners on the edge. I'm putting everybody on the edge. But I'm like, you know what? I will fight for it. I'll get it. You know, but for a fact, I don't know if it works or not. But I have to take it, because sometimes if you don't take that risk in a business, you'll be stuck in one place.
Right.
You're thinking, oh, should I have? You know, I should have done it. Maybe let's do it. Oh, did we do it wrong? Did we do it right? Was it a mistake or not? You just got to do it.
Right.
The third thing is just to, I mean, if I talk personally, is just to always try to have schedule for your business. Try to stay on top of it. Don't leave stuff behind, because I've done also all those mistakes. And as we speak now, it's being corrected also by my partners. We just correcting some mistakes that's been going for 2 years. So I wouldn't say every business owner or new business owner must be a badass and moneymaker and he knows everything from A to Z. You gotta make mistakes, and you might even make the mistakes every day.
You know a lot in
Yes.
business, and you can make one of the dumbest mistakes in business just because you trust people, right? Or you trust companies, and the list goes on when it comes to that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it just don't be afraid of the mistakes, because at the end of the day, the mistakes that you're making, learning from them, and you shouldn't look at it as, oh, you know, people are looking at me, you know, I made those mistakes in business, I look stupid. Don't worry about people. No one cares. They might talk. A lot of people, they talk crap. A lot of people, they against your business sometimes because it might be successful, or they might see it as it's going downhill, but they don't know the internals. So don't let people just give you opinions about, you know, if your business is good or it's bad or whatever situation might be. Because at the end of the day, I tell my partner, he's actually a lot nicer guy than me. You know, especially when it comes to operation. He's so flexible with customers. So because I'm in Naples area, he's in Jersey operation. So a lot of clients, they come, you know, they call the employee or the driver. Then the driver tells them, hey, you can call my boss. Sometimes they request, hey, can we have extra 50 miles on the rental? My partner, he always just gives it to them. Oh yeah, no problem. Can we be late just by 8 hours? Oh yeah, that's fine. I said to my partner, I said, like, Jeff, hey, I said, do you think those people, they care? Do you think they care if your business shuts down tomorrow? They're gonna come to you and tell you, oh, we feel bad for you. Let's put out the money for you. I said, no, it wouldn't work this way. I said, so the same way people wouldn't care about your business, you should also not care about their feelings. I mean, you should respect the customers, but don't open up a bigger door where it's going to affect your business, your income, just to make somebody else's happy. Business.
What you said about risk, because it's just like in any sport, right? Like soccer, we used to play soccer, and I had a friend that told me, oh, because I broke my leg, I broke like a lot of things, right? Jesus. And he was like, yeah, but I never broke my leg. I was like, yeah, but you never played.
Right.
You were always on the bench.
Exactly.
So if you don't play the game, like if you don't go in it, then it's easy to say, oh, that never happened to me. Yeah, of course it's not going to happen because you're not playing.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's actually same example to if somebody tries to tell you, hey, about your business and how you run it or whatever, tell them, hey, what do you got? show me what you got, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, again, the only person knows your business is you.
Yeah.
Now,
there's a fine line too.
Yes.
There's a fine line, and it's so tricky, right? Because as a business owner, there's always that fine line for every decision you make. Like,
Right.
okay, this is my business. I know or want what's best for it all the time. But then sometimes that outside perspective or outside opinion can be like you think about it, and if it makes sense, like it gets evaluated, and maybe I can implement what that person or customer is saying, right? Because yes, I think there is such a fine line between every decision that a business owner makes. One, internally, like your gut feeling, you know that this is the direction, this is the vision, right? And then another one's like, okay, but I'm also getting all these comments and opinions from all this. What can I take from it if it works for my business, or if it doesn't?
Right.
And that's a hard line to be on, because you're always like on it.
Right.
And you make one little mistake, you feel it. You make the right choice, you feel it.
I mean, listen, or if that person just said it to his own favor, you know, what is it? Is it true? Is it not?
Right.
You would know, because you have your back engine of the business.
Yeah.
Not the customer, not a client, not potential client. So, and always, so, I mean, listen, we get a lot of clients. I mean, not a lot, but I mean, in Jersey, actually, we get them with the other location, where they call, hey, what's the price to rent blah, 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 a car, Ferrari, a Lamborghini. We give them the price. Oh, but I can get it cheaper. Well, all right, so my respect to you, just go get another one. This is our price. I know what I have. So don't let people, by one person telling you, in any business, not only cars, you could be selling products, anything. Don't just let somebody to tell you, hey, you overpriced, while you getting that phone call from this guy telling you overpriced. You sold other 10 people who didn't complain about it. So don't take that. Don't lower your price because of somebody told you, you overpriced. One person versus 10, I will go with the 10. I keep going. You got to stand with your product, believe in it, and you have to make it actually sounds expensive and worth it product, for you to sell at the price you want. Because a lot of people, when they like what you do, they don't care how much you charge at the end of the day. So that's a very important point also, where don't let anybody just underestimate your business, or, tell you, hey, you guys you overpricing your products, or car rental like us. So we always stay the same. We might, offer discounts or something on, let's say, on longer run. Let's say somebody renting a car for a day or 3 days, we can give them discounts. But to just, a customer come to me and be like, hey, I can rent a Ferrari in Miami for $400. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, who's renting you that car for $400? And in the meantime, I'm like, if somebody's renting that car for $400, it means it's garbage. Guaranteed. I mean, how could you make money, renting a car for $400 to a customer? So I always let them go. I'm like, go get another one. No, that's fine. But you're more than welcome to call us anytime if you're looking for any other car in the future. And we get calls after. Oh yeah, I rented a car from that company, and you're right, the car was garbage. It was embarrassing to even drive it. I said, exactly. I said, so, sometimes people, they want to go by the money or by so.
On the business side of it, like we've opened different businesses, and they were all different,
right.
Like in the sense of capital, right? Some of them were capital intensive, some were not at all. And that type of business that you're in, pretty much all of them, they're capital intensive.
Yes.
So
brutal.
Yeah. So you have to sit a lot of money. So you have either a few ways to do it, right? So you either do it with investors, right? You either leverage yourself with debt, or you have a lot of money sitting down in the bank, and you just want to sit it down or burn it, right?
Right.
So what do you think is the best way for someone to start what you're starting? Because you're pretty much taking over Naples.
Hopefully soon.
The mayor.
Yeah. No, so I'll give you a real advice where listen, again, today on Instagram, I see a lot of people talking about cash is king, cash, and they showing cash. Let me tell you something. This cash will evaporate. Yeah, no. It is at some point where when you burn them, you're not going to get those money back. You know, if you fail in business or become successful, that's one story. If you fail, the money gone. So you always don't put your money at risk. Put the bank's money at risk. So no matter what business, you know, you start, always try to get somebody else's money. And I'm not talking about civilians and people. I'm talking about banks. Always try to use the bank's money. You know, but you have to have some credit. When you have good credit, you get access to it. Now you're risking the bank's money, not your money. And listen, a lot of people, they might look at it and be like, oh, that sucks. You know, I might not be able to get a loan because I have bad credit. Well, fix it. It takes 6 months. You know, you get to a certain level in your credit.
Which you also have a credit.
Yes, I mean, me and my partner, I give the credit about this one to my partner.
The number is gonna show them here.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, but again, like every business we started, like right now, what I have 5 or 4, whatever. By counting, I don't know. I know the companies, the elite group. So let's say when we started the cars, it required, honestly, when we started at under $30,000.
Yeah.
So, but how did we do that? $30,000. We had 4 or 5 cars at start because my partner had insane credit.
Yeah. And someone that, for example, doesn't know how to play with banks' money or investors, right? But for someone that doesn't, for someone that it's like, okay, I want to jump into business. This is my first time going into business, and how can I start? How can I do what Nazir's doing? Because you have to be you have to be there at some point.
You can get a partner.
You get a partner or investor. To get an investor, the investor has to believe in what are you selling, you know, and what's your pitch about, you know, what's that company. So let's say if you're pitching a car rental business to an investor, he might look at it and be like, well, yeah, there's many companies out there. What makes you think you're going to be special?
I could do it myself.
Right? So that's when you need to add some spices to it, you know, where, oh, I have this extra. No one's doing it. I have this. I have that. You have just to be special. There's nothing wrong with repeating somebody else's business, but what's wrong is to keep it the same way. So once you add those extras, it becomes more desirable to be investable. You know, you call the investor, be like, hey, I'm looking for blah blah blah. Here's the business plan. Here's what I got. So you gotta keep trying. But businesses like the car rental business or the club or the boat rentals, it's really not something where you start just from scratch without money. That's I can tell you. I mean, it's not being, you know. I'm not busting chops, you know, to people, but it's not really easy. You can't just do it.
Right. The overhead, it's
the overhead's insane. Yeah. I mean, our overhead, there's no secret. I mean, now we lowered our overhead. We found some tweaks to the business for the car rental itself, but back in like September, August, our overhead was like $40,000. Yeah. One company. Yeah. So, you know, that's not an easy number.
Yeah, and it all depends how you plan the business, right? Because every time like we think about starting something new, we're always thinking, okay, what is it going to take? Like how many we call it points, but how many points is it going to take for you to see at the end of the day the profits? Right. I say for the car business, like where do I put the car? Right. Maintenance. Right. And a ton of other things probably. Right. So I think that's important. I mean, starting a business.
Yeah, and start a business that you know about it. You know, like when it comes to cars, what made us special actually, because we can make more profit than any other company existing in the country today. We're not the biggest company, but we can make more profit than any other company in the country when it comes to car rental, because we have in-house ITs, car tech, which I'm a car tech and automotive engineer. So, you know, we don't have to use a third party to get a job done for you. Mm-hmm. So here you're saving already money. Yeah. We just hire the right people to work with us. We tell them what to do. We tell them how it's done, and that's how we were able to make that. extra profit. But if you just don't know about cars and you want to open up a car rental, it will go down. It wouldn't take even more than 6 months because you're gonna know how to deal with the people. When is this car hurt? When is this car running perfect? When do you need to maintain it? What do you have to do?
Good marketing,
the pricing,
you
depreciation, all this. It's so complicated. It's like spider web. But when you have the right people in it, that's when you be like, all right, now I can do it. So when it comes to cars in general or car rental business, especially exotic sports and luxury, I can't give advice for somebody who's not into cars and wants to open up.
It's almost I'm gonna give you all the negative things about it, and then if you still want to do it, go ahead, right?
Exactly. Exactly. The negatives is dealing with people, dealing with drugs, dealing with bad driving records, dealing with insurance companies, which that's the worst. Because insurance companies, they just like to suck the blood out of you, and when something happens, they still want to suck the blood out of you. They're not going to give you anything.
Right.
Which should happen to us. We had one of the cars been crashed for 7 months until we stepped into the game and we tried to fix it. $20,000 out of pocket, just because the insurance company, they were like, yeah, we covered our clients, but he rented the car for pleasure, not because his car broken down. I'm like, what? I never ever heard of this before. They made their own rules out of nowhere just not to cover this expensive cars after the accident. So now we're gonna have to go with a lawsuit. It's gonna take a year. Yeah, we might end up with $100,000 being paid to us, but this $100,000 is not really a profit because we had loss of use and the repair of the car and depreciation value of the car, all those facts that goes into the game. So yeah, I mean, car business in general, I can't give a solid advice.
I don't know why people say that all the time, but it's like, oh, have you seen that business? Have you seen that page? Or have you seen this and that? And I want to do it kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm the opposite, man. Like, if you're doing it and he's doing it and she's doing it, then I'm not doing it.
Right.
Just because I'm not going to do it.
Exactly.
I'll go the other route. Because there's got to be something different all the time. Otherwise, it's almost like another door opening,
Right.
And it doesn't make a difference. But you're into many different businesses now. One of them is the garage.
Do you think that as a business owner, you're just so used to, it's almost weird to not live in stress?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, like honestly.
I was telling my partner yesterday because we were fixing some stuff. So I told him, I said, you know what I want? I said, I want to fucking just shut my phone off for a couple of days and not worry about anything. I said, I don't know when we're going to get to that level. It's impossible. Every time I'm like, even I went like a couple of weeks, I went with the family to Orlando. I had to go to Orlando even to deliver a car rental. I'm like, even I'm going there just to be off for a few days, I was still working. I had to deliver a car, and then when I didn't want to answer a phone call, I still got a phone call, that I had to answer. I'm like, okay, no one's answering that phone call for me. I have to take it.
And then we called you. We called you.
Yeah.
I know. I was going to say, that was me.
Yeah, something happened with the car. Remember? Yeah. I'm like,
it's always something.
You're literally texting me, or you called me when I was at Titanic Museum. I'm like, I just want to see this shit. I can't make this up. I'm like, I can't. Anyway,
but at the same time, it's like every couple of months you're opening a new business. So I feel like that'll probably be a very long time before you get that piece.
Actually, I'm not saying I'm the badass who was able to open up 5 businesses at once. I would say this is wrong at some point, but. Yeah, even it's successful, right? I mean, nothing bad about every business that we open, but the problem about it is you get into so much pressure. Now you're back against the wall every minute, and you're just pushing back and just pushing because
but some people like that. Like he likes that. Yeah. He loves that adrenaline, and I'm the other way.
No, it is good, but when you have the first business established, running, now you can believe that you can put it at some point on autopilot while you're still operating it. Then you have extra time to open up the second one. And the capital, that's not going to take away from the first business. Right. What I did is, we established business that making money. And then we went ahead and let's open up the second one, the boats charter. just because I thought, okay, now we have cars, I want to secure the water business, and I soon, you know, down the road, I want to, I mean, it's still in the thinking mode.
The air business?
The air. You know, wheels up, you know, private charters and stuff, private jet charters. So yeah, but to open up one after another, all in like year and a half, at some point it's wrong.
It's like sick about bringing emotions into business. Are you emotional when it comes to business?
No, I have my partner emotional to the products, actually, to the cars. For example, he likes some cars where when it's the time to let that car go, we're gonna get another one. He's holding on to it like it's his baby. So I always told him, I said that, you know, it's just, we can't mix it. Yeah. But he, you know, for him, I mean, he loves cars. I love cars too, but you know, for me, I don't get emotional to it. Yeah. Like if car gets crashed, totaled or something, I'm not gonna cry for it. All I need to do is just get the situation fixed. But
it's just a tool, right?
Yeah.
To make more.
Yeah, focus on the on the solution, not the problem. I'm gonna get that right there on that green wall.
Yeah, you have to have
and
that.
LED lights.
Sure. Yeah,
focus on the solution.
You telling that to me or
no.
bring the mirror.
No, I'm saying I think for every business owner, for every person,
right?
It's every time you kind of take that approach, like focus on the solution and not the problem, because yeah, if you just every day
and in everything, even in
everything,
personal life
and everything, especially in business, like if you dwell so long on a problem, which a business owner is always dealing with problems, no matter how good your business is going, you're always dealing with problems. So if you're dwelling and spending time on that too much, it's just like it makes your life so much harder. You know?
Riding the carriage.
Once the bids in this city let us, you know, we had it running for, you know, before the New Year's.
That's
when we got the idea, we started on it.
And it was a hit.
Yeah, it exploded. And usually, you know, you get the business ready, you're ready to haul ass, you know, and it's just like, hey, I'm gonna get the customers. I gotta go out and get the customers, business ready. In this situation, we had the customers ready, and the business wasn't fully ready, which that's a good sign. I mean, we didn't expect it to blow up this way, but when we spoke about it, remember you also said that was badass. How could it not blow up?
It's a giant princess carriage going down Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
in case you didn't know.
I mean, I expected the business to be successful right away, but I didn't expect it to be like, hey, the customers are pissed off because we can't rent them the carriage yet. You know, that they get emotional to it.
Yeah. I mean, my daughter till this day, when we go to Fifth Avenue, she's looking for the carriage. She's like, "Where's the carriage?" I'm like, it's not available right now.
No, I will tell you something crazy happened actually to Tony, my partner. So he was driving a carriage one night, and it got really busy, and then he had Disney theme music playing.
Oh, wonderful.
No, I'll tell you, that's a true story. I swear to God. I couldn't believe him until like he told me the whole story. I'm like, because that's insane. He was driving down, the lady stopped him. Older lady, like it's not like she's it's not like she's 15 or 10, you know, that gets emotional to Disney music. She was literally crying. She told me, "Oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever seen in Naples. You reminded me on a lot of things with this music." And you know, she started crying and took pictures of the carriage. A lady. And I'm like, that's really great. You know, it gets the people to smile. They get emotional. They remember some stuff. Their dreams becomes true. You know, a lot of you know, ladies, they're like, yeah, it's Princess. I want to get that feeling. You know, we always watch that online or on TV back then, or the what do you call them? The VCR tapes and shit. I went.
Would you say that one is your most popular business out of all your businesses?
You can say cars. I mean, as far as the speed
that it grew,
comparing to all businesses, this is the one. Yeah. You know? And that shows you something. Not every time, you know, thinking about a $1 billion company, it means you have to be in multi-million-dollar startup company. Right. You know, this Elite Carriage, it's one of the cheapest startup ever for me. You know, I'm like, this is insane. You know, I mean, it will generate some really good revenue, and we're gonna go into the franchising once we're done with the city here, because now we have some obstacles. The city loved it. You know, before the New Year's, they were like, okay, you know what? By the time you get your paperwork together, you can run it for now. Then after New Year's, they came down on us. They're like, oh, you need to stop. They started growing big. So once you're growing big and you have something successful, everybody wants to dip their toes in it. So you have to be ready for this kind of stuff. And
especially, I think that what drew more attention is that it's not used with a horse.
Yes.
A lot of people were, commenting that.
We got a good feedback. You've seen them, right? And we're like, oh, it's the best thing ever happened in Naples. This most beautiful thing. It's, eco-friendly. We don't use gas. We don't use horses. There's no horses shitting on Fifth Avenue, all this stuff. So it's electric motor.
Everybody I've talked to since you guys launched,
I know about it.
New people, they're like, I haven't seen it, but I heard of it.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah, it's like a celebrity.
Dude, everybody.
That they want to see it.
And it's probably one of your most visited sites too, because we get the notifications all the time. That's a lead carriage again.
Yeah.
Everybody's like.
I will tell you one time before we even hit the road with it. That was before Christmas, so we wanted to bring the carriage to Fifth Avenue, take some nice pictures at night. So we spoke with the police department. They helped us. I mean, they were great. So we brought it to Fifth Avenue after midnight, take some pictures. So after we done, we were like in the middle of Fifth Avenue around the concert house and Virginia restaurant. So there's a couple ladies came out. One of them, actually, I have a picture of that. So one of the ladies came out and I was taking pictures. Tony was next to the carriage. She's like, can we go for a ride? He was like, no. Because I told Tony, I said, no one gets inside this thing. Because the point of having something unique is not to have it accessible to anybody at any given second.
Right.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, well, how about if I pay you $100? Just take me down the block, just $100. He was like, nope. Then she flashed, she put down her bra a little bit. She's like, how about now? And I was taking pictures. I looked at Tony like, what are we doing? So I told Tony, I was like, you know what? Just for the hell of it, just open the door for her, let her sit inside.
She got you.
No, she didn't get me.
Everybody has a price.
No, she didn't get me. But when I saw that, I told her, I said, the only terms for it is no. I promise you, she didn't. But it was just so funny. I'm like, this carriage literally just
money's not the only
people out.
Money's not the only form.
Money's not the only thing. Yes. Yeah.
Money's not the only form of currency.
Going.
You're right. It is growing. There's so many people moving here. That's why
traffic is crazy.
Oh, yes.
I
thought that I'm in New York City.
I feel like I literally said that a couple days ago. I feel like
I love
city now.
There's so many people moving here. It's the weekend. It's Friday.
Right. It's busy.
Visit NaplesTonight.com.
Exactly. Yeah.
To check out what's going on at night.
He's advertising business
all the time.
Yeah.
Online.
Interview.
Well, what can you find at Naples?
What can you
find all his businesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you.